we got it right this morning. We just had to do it a different way. Dave Globin, Boogie with the Bull, Thursday morning caffeine. A couple of things to tell you about this morning. First, if you're running a Chromebook like I am, and my wife is, I'm using hers today for the broadcast, make sure the clock on your Chromebook is set at the right time. It appears that our times got changed to Denver time on some. So make sure if you're using a Chromebook, like I said, look down at your clock and see if your time is set right. I hope it is. Anyway, grab your morning cup, lift it up. A quick salute to Scott Adams, who I learned the Take a Morning Sip from. We're live on the Dave Globin profile here on Facebook, and we are live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. You can go over there and subscribe to the channel. You can watch old episodes of Boogie with the Bull. You can take them if you find one that you like and post them all around the internet. That way you don't have to share it from any other network. You can just take it and share it from YouTube and share it anywhere you want on the internet. I just ask that you let me know so that I know where it is, because if it works out well, wherever you put it, we want to be able to make sure that we're there every time. We haven't been here since we didn't do Tuesday. We didn't do Wednesday like I thought we were going to do. We had some technical issues this morning. Like I said, the time was set wrong, and I wasn't quite sure we were going to get here. But the reason for today's broadcast is to ask you a question. And the question is, do you think the Democrats are up to something sneaky? And I only ask that because Robert Mueller, the former FBI director and special counsel, special prosecutor, whatever you want to call him, has Parkinson's. He's had it since 2008, and I guess is currently living in a memory care facility and will not be able to answer his subpoena to the House Oversight Committee. He was given an excuse because of his Parkinson's condition right now. Having Parkinson's, it just made me think that, they don't want him to talk, so they conveniently gave him an excuse. Jerry Nadler, Representative Nadler from New York, decides that he's going to finish up the term, and that's it for him. 32, 34 years in the House of Representatives, and he's leaving, I guess, because of health issues and generational issues, I guess. At 78 years old, he thinks he's too old to continue. It's kind of interesting that he thinks he's too old to continue because he never seemed to show any interest in term limits on anybody other than President Trump's impeachments. So what's he hiding? What's he hoping he doesn't have to get grilled about? Will they grill Robert Hur again, who seemed to leave the Department of Justice after he met with President Biden and decided that Biden was a nice old man who forgets things? Well, old men forget things. You got to look at it and see where we seem to be going. Think about it. And if you don't have an answer now, I wish you a good day, and I hope that maybe you will have an answer for me. We're on normally Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and Tuesday, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and or a combination thereof. The Tuesday, Thursdays are very important because that's a good time to reach a lot of people, and it's a good time to bring a lot of people on. So I'm not here by myself. But I want you to think about it. I want you to think about whether or not we're in a cover up that's crashing and burning around them and just may not be the right thing to do anymore. Nancy Mace, I guess, was in a closed door session and yesterday, and I believe, and had such a bad panic attack that she had to leave. They were talking about the Epstein files and things in the Epstein files and a bunch of other things related to that. And I guess it kind of got graphic. And Nancy Mace evidently has been a victim in the past, not a victim of Epstein's, as far as I know, but a victim in the past, and just couldn't deal with what they were talking about. And if it's that graphic, now everybody's going to want to know what's in the Epstein files. And will they redact it and send it to us, or will they just send us a clean file so once and all we can all see it and decide how we feel about everybody who was mentioned and what they were mentioned in there for doing? Did they take money from Epstein? Did they get hush money from Epstein? Did they ride on his jet to go to places they needed to go to? Did they do things on his jet? Did they go to Epstein Island? Did they do more things? We just kind of get to the bottom of it once and for all. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about how you would answer the question if you watch this at a later time and date. Right now it's Thursday morning, about 10:14. So I want you to think about that, and you decide how you would reply to it. I mean, it looks like we're in a cover-up. It does, in fact, look like we're in a cover-up. It's a question of how you think it's going for them and why you think there is a need for one, or why you don't think there is a need. Democrats are welcome to speak their point of view. Republicans, conservatives are welcome to speak their point of view. I'm going to speak mine, so feel free to be here. Anybody is welcome to join me on a Boogie with the Bull when we're on. Right now, anyone is welcome to join me. There may be some changes coming about in the next few days, and as soon as I know, you will know. That's about all I can say. When I know, you'll know. Or maybe you'll know before I know. But anyway, that's what happens when you have Parkinson's and you have dementia and you have other issues. And, I will be where I will be, or I won't be where I will be. Let me see something real fast, because it says, actually, you can't do that on this. Okay. I don't know what's going on with Restream. I heard from people watching a broadcast yesterday. They've had all kinds of problems with it, and other people might have too. And I will talk to them and see what is going on at the end of the broadcast. Because right now, in order to do that, I have to leave the broadcast. But let me pop over here, because I just want to make sure that we didn't miss someone trying to tell me they wanted to get on. But anyway, like I said, Boogie with the Bull, Morning Caffeine, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, is your broadcast at 10 a.m. Eastern. If you have time to pop in and be with us, that would be great. Or pop on board and be with us, that would be great. Or 7 p.m. Thursday evening, Tuesday night and Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, and come and join us and bring something with you, something you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be political, but mainly it's politics, news of the day, everything America with a generous dose of whatever comes out of our mouths. If you're on, I want you to feel free to let it come out of your mouth the way you want to say it. Not everybody has to accept what you say, but everybody will be polite to everybody and give everybody the opportunity to say it, and we will go from there. In other words, you respect everybody the way you expect to be respected, and that's how you'll be respected. And we'll have fun doing it, really. It's kind of like live radio. Everybody sits in front of their mic and their camera, and everybody gets a chance to talk, or I just ramble on when it's only me. So think about that too. Can be anything. Can be music related, can be political, can be just about anything you want to talk about in the morning. I try to come with an idea or a few ideas. And in the evening, 7 p.m., I hope several people join us and they come with their own ideas or their own comments as well. Because you want to hear from other people. I want to hear from other people. So let's just kind of do it together. So again, if you have an idea for a Boogie with the Bull, whether it's 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or 7 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, please let me know. Everything will be considered. Everything will be looked at. Everything we will do, and we will do it to the best of our ability to do it. That means me sitting behind the Chromebook, controlling it, as well as us all doing it together. Like I said, I don't know what's up with Restream. This is a different screen this morning that I got, which means that maybe something is wrong or something was wrong, or I don't know. We will find out when I get a chance to talk to them. Usually things are pretty good here. There are some link issues, sending links out every few weeks on a Friday, but they said don't send it out the way you were doing it, send it out a different way. And unfortunately, on this screen this morning, I would have to do this and do that and go over here and be able to send this and be able to send that. I see how to do it. So I did get it right this morning, but I didn't have an opportunity because there are no guests. And I made a mistake of not putting Messenger. Oh, there it is. I made a mistake of not putting, there it is. I see. Okay. I did something different this morning because I had to do it different this morning. So once again, like I said, the important thing of the day is if you're on a Chromebook, and I don't want to hear what people say about Chromebooks. They don't like them. They don't do. You can do better. Of course, you can do better. Maybe. I guess. I mean, I had a beautiful Windows 11 Pro laptop. Came from TechLast. It was 16 gigabyte, all the bells and whistles you could think of for Windows 11 Pro. And I picked up my coffee cup one day and I spilled it all over the keypad. And then I picked it up and I did it again. And then to prove that I was a Republican and bullheaded and I could do what I wanted, bullheaded Capricorn, I picked it up a third time over our bed. And I picked it up and I held it so the coffee would come out of the inside as quickly as possible. And I did it again. I spilled it all over the keyboard. So it is in a box that it came in because it can't be replaced. And I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with the hard drive. I have to get it out of there. And I don't know what kind of memory is in there. Someone said the memory that is in there could probably be removed. If it's not soldered in, it could be removed. And the memory and the hard drive, if they're still functional, could be used again. So I'm hoping that very much is the case. I'm using, like I said, a Chromebook 3, which is Android 9, 2 gigs, and locked in on Chrome 103, which is good for browsing, but not much else. Here in the studio, we are using Chrome 137, I believe, on the broadcast console because I haven't looked to see if it has updated. And on my tablets on the desk, I'm using 139, which is the newest, and it works pretty cool. I haven't tried broadcasting on the big the big tablet that I have yet because I just haven't decided to do that yet. But anyway, like I said, think about what's going on in the world right now. Think about some new questions. Think about old questions. Think about anything you can bring to the morning and enjoy your cup of caffeine with me, and we'll do it. I know sometimes mornings aren't great. People don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to get out of bed. If I could, I think I'd probably lay in bed a lot longer than I had to today. But I am facing things and dealing with them. Our groups on Facebook are all open. There may be some changes in them, not in the people that help me, but there may be some changes in the groups. I want to do more of a focus on Boogie with the Bull Uncensored group. That is a public group that I created and named the show after. And it's open to anybody. And you can post anything you want. You can be a Democrat and post in there. You can be a Republican and post in there. You can be an independent and post in there. You can post your favorite song. You can post your favorite car. Anything you see that you think belongs in there belongs in there. You can do it as a visitor or you can do it as a member. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. Just use the group, and if you like the group, then share the group and invite other people to the group, and it will grow. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But Jen Woodruff posts a lot in there. Cynthia Wilder, I think, posts in there. Jameson Taylor posts in there. All people from other groups that are posting in the other groups as well. Red Patriots for America, the Red MAGA Nation is in there, and things just kind of need a gentle kick to bring them up to date. So feel free to be a part of that because that's the basis of what we are in. That's the basis of where I get a lot of the ideas for what we will talk about on both Morning Caffeines and Boogie with the Bull Uncensored Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Also, we do Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed Friday. And if you're in the United States right now, you could be deployed. If you're National Guard, you very well might be deployed right now. We're looking at a possible deployment in the United States. And, people have to decide whether or not that is something that they want and what they hope to accomplish with it. Because so far in Washington, D.C., where Mayor Barry trashed it and didn't like the idea of the National Guard being put in, seems to love the idea of the National Guard being put in and helping the police department bring down crime. And it seems that it is dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. And that, I have to imagine, tells President Trump that the idea works. And if it works in Washington, D.C., why not take it to Los Angeles and help Mayor Bass? Why not take it to Illinois and help J.B. Pritzker, the governor, with all kinds of things? Definitely in Chicago. I mean, you want to come back to a time when it was okay to step out your door and walk around your block. I do. I wish I could. You know, I don't. I don't know what changed. Yeah, they told you needed to stay inside to avoid giving everybody else the virus. You have to decide whether or not you think that is true. Some of you got a vaccine. I got a vaccine. I got the one dose Johnson and Johnson and the one dose Johnson and Johnson booster, and I've never taken anything since. Why? Because if I got damaged from it, I don't want any more damage. I already got enough damage. I got Lewy body dementia, and half the time I can't remember things, and I have trouble walking around. Okay, I'm almost at a point where, to be safe, I joke around that maybe it's time for a racing harness on my chair. The other night, I guess I was having a bad dream. I won't go into details. And I was talking loud, and I guess I woke up Donna, and I thought I was stretching my legs because for some reason I just felt uncomfortable. And I stretched a little too far and ended up rolling out on the floor. So, maybe it's time for a harness in bed. Used to joke about the guardrail on bunk beds my brother and I had. That, it didn't matter if my cousin was staying with us because he was so small, he'd roll right under the guardrail and hit the floor. And you just don't want to do that anymore. So I move a little bit slower when people tell me to. If not, I just get up and run like I normally did. You know, always moving, always had something to do. Never had time to sit. So enjoy your life. Enjoy how it's going. If it's not going the way you want it to go, make the changes you want to make for it and how you want it to go right now. It is 10:29. I said about a half hour. It's actually 10:30 now. I said about a half hour. So again, one last time, Boogie with the Bull. Morning Caffeine runs on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And on Friday, we include Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. Those three are 10 a.m. till they end. They may end a half hour after they start if I'm the only one who is on your screen doing it. Tuesday, Thursday, we have Boogie with the Bull Uncensored, and it's open to everybody. Okay? It's open to everybody right now. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say. And if you want to come by there, then you come by there. If you don't, then you don't. Okay? Everybody has people that you watch. I'm so busy forwarding along broadcasts that I'm being sent constantly each day that I can give you enough broadcasts I wouldn't have to do my own. But I like doing my own. Okay? It's as close to radio as I could get. And it reminds me of the days that I enjoyed being a radio guy. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and tell you that I think there's a cover up going on. Everybody thinks there's a cover up going on, and why? Why? Wouldn't it just be easier if everybody came together and everybody told each other what they thought was going on, and everybody admitted everything to everybody, and then we just could deal with it however we have to deal with it and go forward. And I'm not even in the capital punishment phase of it, or the treason says you hang, or you spend life, or you get a silver bullet. No, no, no. I mean, maybe some do deserve it, but I'm not going to name them. Maybe some do deserve it, but maybe some need to understand how we were created and what we should be doing right now. And if they can't do it here, then hey, jump a plane and leave. Go someplace else and do it over there if you can't do it over here. But we are the United States of America. We are the greatest country on the face of the earth and one of God's favorites. Israel is one of God's favorites, and it always will be. There are some that say it is God's favorite. So think about what's going on. And if you have a comment, join us. Pay attention to your screen, because I'm not sure, because I came on this morning, if there will be one tonight or not. Depends on a bunch of different things that I have to hear back on. So pay attention to your screen. In the meantime, while you're paying attention to your screen, if you see something and you like it, let me know. If you see something and you don't like it, let me know. If you just don't see it because it's not on when you're on, let me know. We got all kinds of ways of doing it. We can message it to you every day, every night. We can make sure it's in a group that you're in. If it's okay with the admins, group owners, all those people that make those decisions, we can send it to that group. I tell people, as long as it's free, we can send it to just about every social media network you want. We can't send it to X anymore because you have to spend, I think it's $11 a month if you want to do it. And we can't do that. I just don't have the option to do that right now. And I really don't want to ask you to help. But if you do, it's $11 a month. I think it's $84 a year. So if someone wants to donate the $84, we will thank you in a whole bunch of different ways. If a bunch of people want to contribute to the $84, we'll thank all of you in a bunch of creative ways. And we'll have a whole lot of fun. We'll still be on Facebook. We'll still be on YouTube, but we'll be over on X. We also want to be on Instagram. So I'm not sure where we're going to go, but the option to be on Instagram is there. And I think that's the place to be. I haven't figured out what threads will allow, the meta monopoly, as I call it, just Facebook, Threads, and Instagram. Haven't figured out how to use those two yet. I know you can, but I haven't figured it out yet. Let's see. I'm on Truth Social as Dave Glovin and Boogie WT Bull, I believe. I am on Threads and Instagram as Dave Glovin and Boogie WT Bull. I'm only on Facebook as Dave Glovin. My other account I don't share with anybody because it's only there in case I have to use it. So, and I'm always me. I mean, I don't care if people know that I'm me. I don't care if people agree with me or disagree with me. That's not why I do this. This was put together. Boogie with the Bull started because the whole idea was come on in the morning and tell people what's going on and let them decide. Tell people other things they can watch, especially at night, and what's going on. And then we started doing it ourselves at night. So a lot of changes going on. We're going to get it right. I hope we get it right in a way that you want it to be right. If we don't, like I said, let me know, and we'll make sure we get it right. Anyway, it's 10:37, so we're going to end. I don't know what time we started. It was after 10 o'clock. I know we were late because I was trying to change the time or correct the time on this Chromebook. I corrected it on mine. Uh, but this one's a little bit more complicated. But anyway, like I said, the most important thing is make sure if you are dependent on the clock on your Chromebook, make sure it is set right. I'll try to find out what the reason was for it anyway, because it seems kind of odd that a Chromebook would just all of a sudden set itself to a different time. Maybe, I don't want to think about things were hacked or a data breach or this and that. I mean, we live in a world that seems to be an everyday occurrence. But you know what? Stay out of my computer and I'll stay out of yours. Don't mess up mine and I won't mess up yours. Too many people depend on the things that they have. I depend on a lot of things that I have. I depend on 2 tablets that are millions of years old. And I depend on a phone that is 3 years old. And the broadcast Chromebook, I think, is 10 years old. I don't know. I seem to remember buying it in Connecticut, but that doesn't mean that's when I did. I like to keep things that work and have them around and use them. Anyway, I don't occupy any more of your time than I already have. So for the umpteenth millionth time, Boogie with the Bull, morning caffeine, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On Friday, we do Red Friday morning caffeine and all the other stuff. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do it at 7 p.m. Eastern. We call it Boogie with the Bull Uncensored. Everybody is welcome to be there. And I think we have to limit it to the first 4, me and 3 others, on the Chromebook that we're on now for doing broadcasts. So be the first in line and come and join us, or come and join us at a specific time, and I'll make sure you get on. Anyway, I'm Dave Bloom, you're not. Thank you for the privilege of your time, and we return you to where you were before this all started. We'll come down here and end this stream